Hey, what is up, guys? We are here with the Hisako character breakdown. Now, this character is a lot different from the other characters. She is pretty straightforward in how her moves work, but she has a lot of different cancels and, ways to change the way these things normally interact, right? So it's going to take a little bit to go over all these, and I hope you guys enjoy it. Now, the main thing you'll notice right away about her is that she has very slow walk speed, forward and backwards. Right, super slow. She has an okay backdash, doesn't go super far, it's alright. Her forward dash is really good though, as you can see, and her crouching hitbox is really low to the ground. When she kind of does that, she ducks under a lot of things that normally would hit crouching opponents, like Glacius Lance and stuff like that, just oftentimes miss on her and stuff like that. So she does have a fairly small hitbox. And her movement's not great, but as you can see, her forward dash is really good. Her back dash is, not so great. She also has like a teleport kind of move where it's back heavy kick. Looks like that. Goes like that, just crawls under. There is recovery on the end of it and everything like that, so it's not super great for getting in, but it can be pretty useful. You can also instinct cancel it as well, so that makes getting in a little bit easier. But yeah, for the most part, pretty slow. But her normals are really great, so we're going to cover those. Standing light kick, crouching light kick, standing light punch, crouching light punch, look like that. Now, we're going to get into the bigger normals here, but one thing you'll notice is when I hit buttons, you'll notice that green bar in the bottom left, that's called her Wraith meter. Her Wrath meter is going to disappear as I hit buttons. So you see that? I'll explain why later, but that meter is pretty important to almost everything she does. So we're going to get into that after we cover her buttons. So stand medium punch goes pretty far, as you guys can see. Crouching medium punch is actually a really good anti-air for like far jumps. Really good choice. So crouching, standing medium kick, crouching medium kick, really great range. Standing heavy punch has a ton of range, a little slower on startup. Crouching heavy punch is a ridiculous anti-air. This anti-air is literally everything. It's a really great button. Standing heavy kick goes really far, and her sweep also goes really far. So if you guys are wondering about the range it's going to hit, yeah, it's very far. All of her normals, for the most part, go really far. And so you notice with this green bar here, right? You can use this for a number of things. One of the things is whenever it's full, Hisako's normals do counter hit. So you saw that it was a counter hit, and it did like some extra block stun there, right? Now, when she gets this counter hit, unlike most characters, she actually gets more frames than normal. So if I do stand heavy kick, I can actually dash up and do low short, and that's a combo. That is a real combo. That is pretty crazy, right? So you can even do stuff like this, like if it hits. And that'll combo too. So she has a lot of situations like that where she can combo stuff that she probably normally wouldn't be able to combo, but because it's counter hit, she can do it. You see that? Oh, whoops. That wasn't counter hit. I didn't let the bar come all the way back. So yeah, stuff like that, which normally wouldn't combo, actually combos when she has full meter. So that's pretty interesting. It also affects a couple of her other moves in different ways. So she has this air move that she can do, is Corsical Punch in the air. It changes her air trajectory. Now, if she doesn't have full Wrath meter, when she hits somebody with it, it's just a knockdown, as you can see there. Just does a knockdown. But if she has full Wrath meter, it is a recapture, and it lets you combo off of it. And it's a counter hit, so it's really easy to combo from. As you can see there, I can hit pretty much whatever button I want and get a little manual off it. Or you can do auto doubles or whatever you want to feel like. I think you can even link her out of it. Whoops. Oh, maybe not. It might have to be a little bit closer to the ground. So yeah, there's that move. And then she has a couple of command throws, right? She has Cortical Back Punch, which looks like this. And it has different range and startup depending on which one you do. The light one is very short range, but it is 3 frames, right? So, it's only going to hit from about here. But when you have full Wrath meter, you can actually combo after. So as you can see right there, I could actually do a combo after that. Normally, if I hit a button and I do this command throw, I wouldn't be able to combo after if my meter wasn't full. So that is the case with that. Now, her other command grab is Corsical Back Kick, and you can see it has this little suction on it. Now, when this suction is happening, your opponent can actually jump out of it. So if you react to the little suction that's going on there, you can just hold up, right? And so you see Hisako trying to do that, and you hold up and you hit like jump heavy punch or something, right? So if she has a lot of Wrath meter, she can actually cancel it into her parry. Now, these counters are really interesting. I'll cover them. There's a high counter that looks like that, and a low counter. They both counter mids, so mids get countered by both strengths, but low attacks obviously lose to the low counter, but not the high counter. And this also works on jump-ins, in case you guys were curious. So, and it also works on shadow moves as well. So yeah, if you do this and you notice they try to jump, you can cancel into the counter, and they'll try to jump and hit you, and then the counter comes out. So that is also pivotal on her Rekka attacks as well. So this is the only kind of straightforward non-command grab special move she has besides this one. And it looks like this. Now it has different versions. The light punch version, as you can see, goes low twice. Medium punch goes overhead twice. And the heavy punch goes up in an anti-air kind of fashion, right? So it has a really high hitbox. All of these start up into a combo of any kind that you want on hit, and you can turn it into a linker or whatever, everything like that. Now the thing about these Rekkas is that it is not actually a true block string, right? So your opponent can hit buttons in between it. So after you do the first of that Rekka, if it's not hit, your opponent can start mashing a button. But you can cancel it into your counter. So that is another use of the Wrath meter. So this meter is really important, and if you notice, once it drains, the only way for me to get this back is to actually stand still. Because if I start backdashing or forward dashing or even walking, like a lot of the times it's not going to come back. I think it doesn't come back when you walk, right? Oh, it does. Okay. So you can walk around and stuff like that, but you can't be doing forward dashes, back dashes, or hitting any kinds of buttons. You can do light attacks and it won't go down, but it also won't come back up. So that is the one thing you have to consider about that. So you have to be careful. Even though she has these really far rangey normals, hitting them might not always be the best option because you're losing your Wrath meter, right? So that is one of the drawbacks of it. Now, let's talk a little bit about some of the stuff Hisako can do, especially with her instinct, because as you guys probably may have been able to guess, her instinct makes her Wrath meter permanent. So it allows you to do some pretty cool combos. So I'll turn on the instinct on infinite so I can just show you guys some stuff. So when you have permanent instinct, you get a lot of cool things. So every hit is a counter attack. So you can do a combo like that. That's a 3-hit combo, right? And everything was a counter hit. Look at that. That's standing roundhouse 3 times in a row. So yeah, actually you can do it 4 times. Wow, I didn't know that. So that's pretty crazy, huh? And the interesting part about it is that even her air move, this one, is a counter hit every time, which means you can kind of just loop it like this. And maybe do a cross up or something like that. So what's interesting about this is that since it's a counter hit every time, you can do pretty much freestyle custom combos, which is actually really sick. As you guys guessed, you know, pretty much when you counter hit, everything links into itself, which is why stuff like this works. So yeah, she can get pretty fancy, and it's really a pretty unique mechanic. And like I said, this is pretty crazy. You can do standing heavy kick and then dash up and combo after, you know, even from really far. So yeah, there's a lot of really unique uses of this, and it makes pretty interesting. It also makes it so that when you do stuff like this and then you cancel into the counter, you can always do it because you always have, you know, full Wrath meter, and your command throw is always going to turn into a combo because you have what's it called? You always have full meter. It also makes her manuals more dangerous too, because you know, her manuals can turn into more manuals because of your permanent instincts. So if I do this and then maybe do that, and then you can combo into that, and you know, stuff like that. So it gets pretty dangerous, and it gets really interesting, and there's a lot of use to be creative and stuff like that. So that is her instinct as well. Now, one of the interesting things about Hisako, I think, is that, you know, she has this slow movement and everything like that, but because of the hitbox on stuff, it a lot of times doesn't matter so much, and it creates some interesting opportunities. Her counters also have really unique stuff too, so I'll show you guys. Like I mentioned earlier, it works against shadow moves. So if I do this, you can probably guess what's going to happen. So yeah, you can counter. Just looks like that. You can actually do low counter also, because it is a mid. And then you can turn that into a whatever kind of combo you want. So pretty great stuff. Now let's talk about her combo enders real quick. So Hisako has 3 combo enders, right? Her Rekka ender, which is a wall bounce, looks like this. Right, so it's a wall bounce, and afterwards she has really great mix-ups because she has 2 kinds of command throws. An instant, you know, rising move that beats throws. Her normal throw can be comboed off of into like all kinds of stuff. Into normals, mostly light and medium normals are pretty easy to combo off that. So her normal throw can be comboed into stuff like that. She has 2 different command throws off of it. She has an anti-throw move as well. So her wall bounce is really great, right? Her other ender, she has 2 other enders. She has a hard knockdown ender, which just allows you to stand there for a second, rebuild your Wrath meter, and then go back in. And she has her damage ender, which I'll show you guys next. So it looks like this. Yeah, so it does pretty good damage as well. Now, Interestingly enough, her shadow moves are also really good, and they actually help with her mobility because her Rekka goes really far, as you guys can see, and it is projectile invincible, so that is really, really good. And then her 2 command throws, she has her quarter circle back punch, which she kind of crawls up like that, and it does a little bit of an extended version of her normal command throw. It does pretty good damage. And the shadow, this one, and it's so fast, and it sucks you in as well. But your opponent, the same as usual, can actually hold up and jump out of it. I don't know if you can actually cancel this one into parry. I don't think so. So yeah, that is Hisako. Those are her shadow moves. Those are her normals. That is a little bit about her playstyle and the kind of stuff you can do when you get her instinct. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. This character is really, really fun. I'll be posting some gameplay of her soon. Thank you guys for watching, and yeah, stick around for some more KI, and we'll be back in just a little bit.